What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for PlayPicks.com, joined by Matt Peralt here, going to talk a little golf, and we're not going to talk just any golf here. We're going to talk the match. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. Guys, if you are here and you have not subscribed, please hit the little subscribe button down below, hit the thumbs up, and let us know who you think is going to win this thing, how you're going about betting this thing. I mean, tons of different bets. We're going to get into those here as we get going. And of course, if you want to do this, if you live there on the East Coast, DraftKings Sportsbook, we are running a $60 for free right here. As you see, $60 absolutely free. You're going to go to playpicks.com/bonus. It's scrolling across the bottom down there. It's in the description. So be sure and take advantage of that. You're going to want to do that. So you and I have both, over the last couple of days, been able to make it out to Shadow Creek. Not to play, by the way.
Ugh.
We cannot play there because we're plebes and we're not able to play there. If you are unaware as how this works, it is one of the most exclusive courses in the country. You have to be staying at an MGM property. You have to, on top of that, you basically have to be invited to play out there. You cannot show up in your own vehicle. They have to limo you out there if you want to play. I mean, all kinds of restrictions. And then after all of that, they will take $500 of your hard-earned dollars
or more
for you to play on the course out there.
It really is remarkable. I mean, I walked on there for the first time ever, and just the smell. Like
Yeah.
here in Nevada, I know it's a weird thing to say, but in Nevada, you don't. I mean, I'm from New England, so I'm from around like pine trees and oak trees, and in Nevada, we don't have that.
Yeah.
They have that there. It's like literally going to North Carolina to go to a golf course in the middle of the desert. It's a marvel how they've built that golf course.
Yeah, it is. You forget that you're in the desert.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, they've lined the thing completely with trees, so you don't even see any, sand or cactuses or any kind of anything you would normally see from a desert. A lot of desert courses out here, but there's
Without a doubt, it's not desert golf.
Yeah,
it's legit North Carolina.
You feel like you're in Georgia or North Carolina, whatever, or something.
Peacocks walking around. I mean, it's crazy.
So this is going to be on pay-per-view on Friday, guys. If you want to pay to watch it, you can. If not, if you just want to bet it and enjoy it that way. As we look here on DraftKings, Tiger Woods -230, Phil Mickelson +175. That's the overall winner here. This actually opened way back in the day when they first announced this. Tiger was only like -125 when this thing got going here. Of course, he played well to close the season. Phil did not. And so then the lines just went absolutely bonkers. That being said, I mean, this is one of those formats, however, I mean, you can get an 8 on a hole and it doesn't matter. You just lose the hole and then you move on to the next hole here. So, Phil Mickelson certainly is a guy that's had some blow up holes, certainly has had some guys, is a guy that can, spray one off or hit it in the water or something. But this type of format, I actually think that there's a little bit of value on him here at the plus money, just for the fact that, he can go out there and basically just concede a hole and say, all right, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of value on Phil, but I still think Tiger's going to wind up winning this thing. But I think from a gambling perspective, I think Phil could be fun just because, one, it's always fun to pull for an underdog. Yeah. Two, you may hate Tiger Woods. And three, it's +175.
Yeah, it's still a head-to-head match, and Tiger might go out there and for whatever reason just not have it that day.
Right.
And not have it that day. But as you can see, this is just the overall finish here, but just tons of different bets over here. So
this is more fun to me. I think the
so here we go.
are...
So first to go one up, obviously you were out there. They laid down already that the first hole is going to be played for $200,000 in this thing. So Phil Mickelson said, you know what, I'll bet you $100,000 that I'm going to birdie hole 1. Well, Tiger said, let's double it.
Look, I think there was a big reason for this, why they did this, because one of the knocks on this event is the fact that the $9 million is not Tiger's or Phil's. It's not both guys putting up $4.5 million and one guy wins $4.5 million. This is $9 million going to be given to a charity of their choice. So people want to see their own hard money in this. So I think Phil and Tiger both
guys having made, by the way,
$200 million.
9 figures, in their career. So
I mean, on the course it's $200 million, but off the course it's even more than that.
It's like they got money.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah,
so 100. So and Tiger tried to say when somebody asked, "Do you think more money of yours should be in play?" And he said, "I already have $100,000 or $200,000 already in play. How much do you want of mine in play?" Which I don't blame him for it's $200,000 on a single golf hole, but. That is one of the things where I think Phil and Tiger both read the room right and said, okay, we need to put our own scratch there.
First to go 2 up here, Tiger, a big favorite to go 2 up in this one. Phil Mickelson +130. If you want to bet those, but these are some of the more interesting ones over here, right? These match prop specials that you can find at DraftKings here. So most greens in regulation. I mean, I understand completely why Mickelson's a big dog here because again, Phil has been known to spray that driver a lot.
Yeah.
However, he said something in that presser today that was pretty interesting. He's come out here and plays. He just lives in San Diego. If you don't know how Phil's situation, he has his own plane as well. So he has his own plane. He lives in San Diego. So it's just really like an hour flight over here for him to pop over. He's played a few different rounds at the course already. And he said one of the things off the tee, he was like, no, I'm going to hit a 2-iron off the tee.
Oh, yeah. Well, he also had the course record till Tiger broke it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's played this course really well. I mean, he's played this course incredibly well when he's had the opportunity to. But you're right. He may go conservative. He may put that driver in the bag. And I think Phil, look, the way he played at the end of the year was embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And talked about the fact that they wanted to prove that Phil and Tiger as a team could have played for Team USA. That didn't happen in France. So I think Phil really wants to show that, hey, wait a minute, I may have played poorly, but I still got it later here in my career. So I think Phil might do something a little bit more drastic.
Yeah. So down here, either player to hit a shot out of bounds. The yes
hammer
here,
that.
I would hammer
that.
This.
Yes.
So I drove around the entire course earlier this week. There's a lot of water, man. There's a lot of water on this. There's a creek. There's some different things. Like I think that if either one of them ends up having to press, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say one of them gets down 2 or 3 holes and they like, okay, now I've got to go for it. I've got to bomb it. I think hitting a ball out of bounds is pretty likely.
I'm surprised it's not Phil or Tiger with it. Just straight yes.
Yeah.
And look, we know Tiger Woods with the driver at times can get loose. We know if his back's tight, he can block a driver to the right and hit it out of bounds. I love that 600 plus 600. Yes.
Yeah. Either player just call, but I don't even know why this is a bet. Get out of here with this.
That's
bet.
crazy.
Like, come on, get out.
No one's getting DQ'd in a pay-per-view event.
Come on, man. What are we gonna? Someone's gonna pull a Happy Gilmore and punch the other person or something or whatever. Like, no,
run off.
On. Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
Let's get out of here. Withdraw. I mean, look. If you believe Tiger could get injured, I mean, like, you know,
if you think the back goes and he just says, "I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm not going to push it." Yes. I mean, I wouldn't put a lot of money on that, but it is plus 2,000. So
leader after 9 holes here. I love the tie.
Yep.
I love the tie in this.
Given match play, the way match play is set up, it's totally possible.
Just love the tie in this situation. One of the things that we talked to the GM, Monty Montgomery out there, the GM of the course, and he said, I feel like the front 9 actually suits Phil a little bit better and the back 9 suits Tiger a little bit better. So a leader after 9 holes here. If you expect the course to favor Phil just a little bit and then you expect Tiger to be the better player, then a tie seems fairly likely here. I mean, I think
I like
this
that
is
a lot.
I like the tie at 400.
And I don't hate Phil either at plus 188. I don't hate that either with Phil having the lead. I think Tiger's a closer. He's been a closer his whole career. I think that this is a guy who, if it's tight, I think we could see Phil make a big mistake and then Phil maybe lose it later on.
Probably the most popular bet on the board is, will there be a hole in one? And that is a very big number right there because, again, obviously it's very hard to hit a very little ball into a very little hole.
Yeah, I'm 41. I've been playing golf since I was 12. I've never done it.
Yeah.
So,
It's very hard to do. They did shorten up one of the par threes to make it at least what they think will be a little bit of a sweat. It's only going to play like at 145, 140, 145. That being said, there's a reason that this number's really big, guys. I mean, look, if you're going to throw $5 on it, I'm not going to complain at you for throwing $5 on it. I get it, but it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but if you're going to bet props, why not?
Yeah,
this is one of these where I think you have to play it.
Yeah. I mean, there's really no downside if you're betting $5, right? I mean,
why not?
There's only
plus
upside. And plus, how awesome would it feel when one actually does go down? Right?
Yeah. Well, I also think that these guys, because if you're right about, if it's 145 yards, I mean, we know Phil can put his legendary backspin can put a ball in the cup. So I don't think it's impossible.
No, not impossible. And then we have the hole specials here. Of course, longest tee shot here. I mean, I think obviously Tiger's a big favorite for this to hit the longest tee shot.
That's amazing. The Tiger's not a bigger favorite than that.
Yeah. I mean, hole 5 nearest to the pin with the tee shot. I mean, again, you're getting a favorite here with Tiger. That being said, look, that hole 5, it's called the Abyss. Okay. It is, and you'll see this, it's basically a tee box and just a giant pit down and then a green on the other side. And it's all down there is just trees and all the different things like that. It's literally just a gigantic pit. Wow. And then on the other side, and they call the hole the Abyss. I'll take the dog here. I mean, I don't think there's any advantage really to Tiger on a hole like that. I mean, it's not a long hole. It's not whatever.
Right.
And as you mentioned, I mean, when Phil is on with his irons, nobody better.
Yeah. And I think, Phil, this is one of those, if we like Phil in the front nine, it's a hole number 5. So it fits in with the narrative that
Some correlation there.
Maybe the front 9 fits Phil better. So if that is the case, maybe hole 5 is the one to roll with.
And then, of course, the first hole here, again, that we mentioned, one of the biggest holes, at least. I mean, we don't know. We don't know how big these side bets could get, but we just know that definitely this first one is going to be very big.
Yeah, I think there's some pressure on these guys to make it big. I think there's some pressure because they know if they want this to happen anytime in the future, that people have to be talking on Monday. And if we're talking about Phil and Tiger for $1 million 10-foot putt, we're talking about that on Monday after the event.
Of course, I mean, first hole here, and again, talking to a couple of different golf guys out there, and we said, what's the most important hole? What hole do you think is going to really make or break this thing? All of them said, I don't think you can really overlook how important hole number 1 is, just because it's, at the end of the day, these guys have been there, they've done that. However, at the end of the day, it is one-on-one, tons of TV, tons of press they've been doing. It is a lot of money. It is whatever. And, who knows? There's stranger things have happened than a guy who's played in, hundreds of tournaments getting the yips. I mean, it could happen on the first tee box.
Without a doubt. I mean, and there's no mulligans here. So this is, I totally think that that's a possibility where there's a bad first tee shot or a bad first hole. And look, there's not going to be a big gallery following these guys. There's going to be drones.
Yeah, it's going to be odd from that standpoint because these guys are used to, obviously, these are two of the most popular players on tour. So they're the guys that have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people following them. And this is a very, very select. If you're watching this video, you do not have the net worth to be following. Like, you're not. You don't have the net worth to be in the gallery, basically, for this deal.
It's going to be small.
So it's going to be weird for them.
Yeah, and there's going to be drones everywhere. So one of the angles that you'll see when you watch the telecast is that this is now new drone technology they're going to be utilizing. I don't know what sound they make.
Right.
I don't know what that's going to make from a golf course perspective. So I think the environment, we'll find out early as to how the guys handle the environment.
We'll see if any of these, some additional props end up getting added here. One of the other things that I was told, and I'm going to share this information with you, my friends, is that hole number 18, where they have the pin set up and where the way that the hole is set up, they said it kind of funnels down and trickles back down towards the hole. And they were saying that hole 18 could certainly produce an eagle in this thing because if you can land it basically anywhere kind of on the back half of that green, it's going to kind of funnel down and trickle back down towards that hole. So if you can find an eagle on 18 prop out there, let's go ahead and take it.
Or just an eagle.
In general or whatever.
Will one guy score an eagle?
Something like that. But guys, regardless, it's going to be fun. Again, you and I talk about this. We just hope this does well because something like this, to see this again, I mean, wouldn't you love to see, maybe a Young Guns version of this 6 months from now where it's Rory and Spieth and you know what I'm saying, like something like Ricky Fowler and they're going at it or something, you know what I'm saying?
It's a great point. And also the embracing of gambling by both these players and what you're going to see on the screen, I think it's going to be very interesting because this is the future. Yeah. And you guys are watching this video for gambling information. The future of this product from a pay-per-view standpoint, where there's no CBS or NBC, anyone watching saying, okay, we're not going to want to offend because we're a broadcast network. Pay-per-view with sports gambling heavily embedded. Yeah.
And golf is made for it. I mean, after you tee off, I mean, it's 3 or 4 minutes until the next shot. I mean, they can throw up a myriad of different bets that you can bet between tee and the next stroke. So
in-game as well.
Yeah, golf is going to be huge for in-game as well, guys. So again, if you like what you just heard, and even if you didn't, hit that subscribe button down below, please, and hit the little thumbs up and tell us in the comments what you think of this and who you think's going to win and any of the props maybe you've already taken or some of the props.
Will you buy it? How about that? Tell us you're going to buy it.
Yeah, if you're going to buy it. It's very, very interested in all this. But at the end of the day, we're going to buy it. We're going to watch it. We're going to tune in. And I think it'll be a lot of fun.
It's $20.
$20. For Matt Peralt, I'm Matt Brown. Thanks a lot. /playpicks.com/bonus. Take advantage of the free $60 at DraftKings Sportsbook because if you don't, why? It's free money. It's free money. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you early next week for some football content.